Peaky Blinders, one of the best things ever been on telly. Yeah, it's right up there with Sopranos and Breaking Bad, and it's British. I like what they said about Cillian Murphy. One of the critics said Cillian Murphy has done what was previously thought impossible. He's made the Birmingham accent sound sexy, and he's made a pretty good job of it. But there used to be James Bond parties around the Fulham and Chelsea quite a lot. And people used to come into my shop to buy, something, because you could choose from any of the James Bond films. You dress like one of the characters in James Bond, and that sort of. And suddenly you started getting Peaky Blinders parties, which gave girls a great opportunity to go and get themselves a 1920s haircut and some sort of 1920s sort of flapper dress or something like that. For guys, it was incredibly easy, or used to be quite easy, to get coats like this. This is actually my size. It would normally be worn over a suit, and it should have a little bit of room. You should always be able to swivel easily in your overcoat. This is sometimes called a Chesterfield style, double-breasted peak lapel. I used to have lots of these in stock, and they weren't particularly favoured. But then Peaky Blinders came along, and everybody wanted this style. So it's good for hiding your shotgun underneath. And so all you have to do with Peaky Blinders is get yourself a collarless shirt. Now, collarless shirts suddenly, because of Peaky Blinders, get a bit of a premium. Now, this is what we call a tunic shirt or a collarless shirt, and you'd put your collar on there. In Peaky Blinders, the characters tended to wear either just the collar with a collar stud, or they have a collar fixed quite often, but no tie. It is quite complicated to put a tie on with a separate collar. But yeah, find yourself one of these, or just get yourself one of your old shirts and carefully cut the collar off, leaving just a neckband like that. Get a razor blade, make another little buttonhole, and use a collar stud. By the way, collar studs are a little bit hard to find now, and I've got lots of them here. If anybody needs one, I've got collar studs. But when I'm in Tokyo, we go out in the evening, and it's pretty hot and humid over there. And I'd normally wear a collarless shirt like this with a cravat and a little gold collar stud in the buttonholes there. But yeah, so Peaky Blinders, get yourself a collarless shirt, or just make one from one of your old shirts. If you can get hold of a Chesterfield style coat. Now, usefully, by the way, this cap, it's not the Baker's Boy cap. I copied this from a 1930s British cap. It's slightly more full cut, it's a little bit wider, and the brand that I copied it from was called The Skip. So there's obviously some company called The Skip, and they're all made from recycled materials. They buy all these fabrics from coat makers and the lining from coat makers. The peaks were made out of leather, so leather on the inside, so you can fold it like that's more comfortable. And this one doesn't have the Petersham, and I just copied an original one. It's just stitched with 3 tramline stitches on there, but slightly more full cut than the modern county cap. So it just comes a little bit wider. And if you look at football crowds in the 1930s, you won't see too many Baker's Boy caps, but you'll see lots of caps that are cut like this one. So yeah, Peaky Blinders, get yourself a shirt. Now, all you need for a suit, it's incredible how if you wear a collarless shirt with a modern suit, as long as the suit is the right cut, 3-button, narrow lapel, which is an Edwardian sort of 1920s style, fairly narrow trousers, and you've cracked it. You'll be winning prizes at a Peaky Blinders party. These coats are actually nice and warm. It's a bit of a tradition of public school boys wearing oversized overcoats in this style in the 1970s and 1980s. I mean, like seriously oversized, like down to your ankles. Yeah, you see a lot of guys walking around with these. Yeah, great stuff and easy to do. Now, of course, with collar studs, you have your deeper one for the front, which is going to go through 4 thicknesses. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and both ends of your collar too, and the back one is not quite as deep. Now, sometimes at car boot sales and antique fairs, you'll find somebody that's got a box full of these. Buy them, they're priceless, they're hard to get hold of now, and you're not going to pay a lot of money, but they're useful to have. So yeah, because we're not putting a collar on this, just use a rear one. And if you want to make a bit of a show, you can use the broader side of it, which will just show up a little bit more and look a bit more interesting. I had to put it on the wrong one. Let's put it on this one first. See, just push it through, and yeah, so that just sort of brightens the thing up. I mean, you get these in silver and gold. The gold one is going to look a little bit more obvious and nicer, I suppose. Yeah, almost like a bit of jewellery there.